Welcome to Australian Jackass. Show really stupid shit so you don't have to. Today we have a dog barking behind us and my seat just came out. Anyway, today I'm going to show you how to do wheelies, as the title may say. First step is, well, of course, putting the seat in the right position. For me, it's halfway, I guess, having it up, because, well, it helps with your balance, because if you're sitting really low, your balance is kind of odd. Anyway, let's get to the next section. Also, you kind of want your gears. For starting off, I would recommend 1-on-1, just to get yourself up off the ground. So this is more easier to get your front off, and so I guess more doing that, but not continuing a wheelie. Alright, let's get into that section. Right, the next section that you want to work on is getting your dominant foot. So if that may be this job, left foot or your right foot. For me personally, it's my right foot. So I'm going to show you using in my case, the right foot to kick up. And first you want to because you know how to do this, surely, just lift it up in front. Mainly what you want to do is get your dominant, using that and your pedal at the same time, push up, and that's what you want to work on. I suggest probably working on getting that up, down, up, down, up, down, just continuously for don't know how long, until you feel comfortable, just simply doing that. Right, so the second section is, well, getting yourself continuing your wheelie. That is up, and then just continuing your wheelie. Now, mainly what I suggest is what I just learnt there, is, well, pick up, and that. But try and put, I guess, another pedal into it. So essentially, what you want to do is just, because at your stage you would probably be, and then lose it. I mean, suggesting on the rider as well, if you want to plan a little bit more. I don't know. So yeah, just mainly keep working on how many pedals you can get, and don't do this, because you're not going to be able to do it. You're just going to lose it. What you mainly want to do is more off work on your feet. So your feet and your legs are the ones which is going to be keeping you up, and you're going to do a bit of leaning back as well. So the next section will probably be leaning back. Let's go into that one. The next section you want to learn is, well, leaning back. So essentially once you're up here, what are you going to do? If you're not leaning back, you're just going to drop your bike. So you kind of want to be able to lean back. Obviously I'm using brakes to hold here. Just practice actually doing this, leaning back on your bike. May hurt your nuts, but if that's your bike. And doing this is just sort of, you feel your bike, you understand a bit more about it. So once you get up, using your dominant foot again, you kind of want to lean back to be able to get yourself up a little bit more. Because ultimately, leaning back is one of the best things that you can learn, because you can just keep going if you're leaning back. And but that's basically, there's not too much with leaning back, it's, as it's said, all you got to do is, well, lean back, The next section will probably be brakes, because that's a major thing you want to learn before doing wheelies, because, well, so let's get into that one. Right, the next one you want to learn is brakes. Now, I've had friends in the past which have gone, hey Zach, can I do wheelies, And personally, I've learned to do wheelies by myself quite a bit as well. I've watched YouTube videos, but the main one you see is where people get to that point where you do a wheelie and you get to about here, and then your bike drops backwards. And if you don't have your wheelies, your brakes, to pull yourself forwards, you're just going to end up either on your ass, breaking the tailbone, or end up doing shit to your back. So it's one thing that people always say when doing wheelies. And if you watch tutorials where they're like, don't teach you how to use brakes, don't trust them, because ultimately, I'll show you what happens when you don't use brakes. You do that. And learning to jump off is really good as well. I just got myself in the teeth. Anyway, I keep that in the video because that's kind of entertaining. Let's go crazy. Anyway, but learning to jump off is quite good as well, because, landing it like that, it's just going to mean that your whole bike doesn't land on top of you. So the best thing also is to practice on grass. Like if you have the oval, concrete's fine, but it's more kinder to land on. So yeah, I'll demonstrate something else with the wheelie. So when I get to about that balance point, where I'm about to fall off the back, it's the time to just tap your brakes a bit. So I'm going to get to about that point, and see how I kind of tap the brakes and just kind of saw my bike do a little bit of that. It's basically stopping me from going straight over the back, and that's the main thing you want to learn. Because ultimately if you're going really quick and doing a wheelie really fast and you fall off the back, it's going to end up terrible because you won't be able to keep up, you know? You're going to be running full flat on the face. So brakes is one of the main things you really want to work on. So working on getting up, leaning back to about that point, and you feel it. Your whole back will feel like you're about to fall off the back, you know? It's like going up a really steep hill over there, you know? You feel it, and you feel yourself sort of lean back. So that point is also called the balance point. So that's essentially the spot that you can just sit and just balance on. For me, it's probably about here, and yeah, you can just balance on there. So that's like awesome doing that. But yeah, just learn, because there is a point, my balance point, where I lean too far backwards, so I have to pull my brake in. Anyway, that's basically it for that section. And next will probably be gears, so getting up some gears. Right, the next section is kind of, I guess you kind of have to work out this one, is your gears. Personally, when I'm going, if I'm doing it from like a moving wheelie, I'll do usually 2 and 3, 2 and 2. If I'm doing a stopped, just like on a flat like this, I'll do probably 2 and 1, depending on the bike, of course. Like over there, we have the Kmart exclusive bike with lemons in its rims, if you want to show that one. Personally, that bike can only be really done 1 and 1. But this bike, well, really depends on the rider as well. So if you feel more comfortable going further, higher up your gears. And I haven't mastered the skill yet, but you can also, when you're doing wheelies, change your gears with it, keep going, just because you're going to pick up speed, like you're riding on a flat, you're going to need to put up your gears to be able to keep up with that. And same with the wheelie, if you're keeping that, you're going to slowly lose it a bit. So I'm in 2 and 1 right now, and I'll show you. I could probably do the basketball court, that's just 2 and 1. But yeah, all you need, because you see that there, I'm going off grass, I'll come back, anyway, you see right there how I kind of lost it at the end? I could have kept going, but it was because of that lower gear. So if I pop it up to 2 and 2, I'll be able to make that a little bit more. Personally, I'm going to do 2 and 3. I'm going to do a running start, so where I'm already going. So I fell off there, that was my fault. But essentially where you're already going, pedaling, and then you want to do the wheelie once you're already up. But yeah, it all depends, again, on the rider. Like if you feel like doing it 1 on 1 just to practice, and that's another thing. Practice, because I've done this for a few years and I could practice more, I could be better, but at the moment I'm comfortable where I am, you know. But the best thing is, yeah, practice, because if you really want to do well, it's the best thing. You come out on a flight like this, just practice. Later on, like you'll find maybe up on hills and stuff, you probably want to do like a lower gear, keep yourself up on the hill. Really depends. Anyway, that basically brings to the end of the video. If you want to go back and check it out again, do please consider subscribing, maybe even a like, I don't know, because yep, as long as this helps you, it'll be good. And yeah, anyway, that is the end of the video. Let's do one more last one.